Now, Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi's killing marks the most significant death of a terrorist leader since Osama bin Laden's killing in 2011. As Trump made the revelation, one could not help but remember Barack Obama's televised address in 2011 when he had announced the killing of the al-Qaeda leader. However, there are also stark contrasts in both the announcements. While Trump broke away from his prepared remarks and described the operation with graphic detail, Obama chose to keep his remarks short and the details limited. Watch both the speeches and compare them for yourself.
Killed Osama bin Laden.
Baghdadi is dead.
Nearly 10 years on the rights of I can report to the American people and to the world that the United States has conducted an operation that killed Osama bin Laden, the leader of al-Qaeda, and a terrorist who's responsible for the murder of thousands.
Last night, the United States brought the world's #1 terrorist leader to justice. Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi is dead.
I was briefed on a possible lead to bin Laden. It was far from certain, and it took many months to run this thread to ground. I met repeatedly with my national security team as we developed more information about the possibility that we had located bin Laden hiding within a compound deep inside Pakistan. And finally, last week, I determined that we had enough intelligence to take action and authorized an operation to get Osama bin Laden and bring him to justice.
Operations forces executed a dangerous and daring nighttime raid in northwestern Syria and accomplished their mission in grand style. I got to watch much of it. No personnel were lost in the operation, while a large number of Baghdadi's fighters and companions were killed with him. He died after running into a dead-end tunnel, whimpering and crying and screaming all the way.
Today, at my direction, the United States launched a targeted operation against that compound in Abbottabad, Pakistan. A small team of Americans carried out the operation with extraordinary courage and capability. No Americans were harmed. They took care to avoid civilian casualties. After a firefight, they killed Osama bin Laden and took custody of his body.
The U.S. personnel were incredible. I got to watch much of it. No personnel were lost in the operation, while a large number of Baghdadi's fighters and companions were killed with him. He died after running into a dead-end tunnel, whimpering and crying and screaming all the way. The compound had been cleared by this time, with people either surrendering or being shot and killed. 11 young children were moved out of the house and are uninjured.
All right, now, President Donald Trump's outspoken nature has landed him in trouble more than once, but this time around he may have pushed the envelope too far, even by his own standards. Now, during his first presidential visit to Chicago, Trump called the city a bit of a national embarrassment. He did not stop there, though. Believe it or not, Donald Trump said that Afghanistan could even be more safer than Chicago. Listen in.
It's embarrassing to us as a nation. All over the world, they're talking about Chicago. Afghanistan is a safe place by comparison. It's true. Police officers of Chicago are entitled to a police superintendent who has their backs and knows what he's doing. You're entitled to a police superintendent who sides with you, with the people of Chicago. The people want this.
All right, and the man that you're looking at on your screens is Eddie Johnson, the superintendent of the Chicago Police. He decided to boycott Trump's address due to the U.S. government's stance on immigration. And Johnson's absence prompted Trump to go on the offensive. He's accused Johnson of putting criminals and illegal migrants before the citizens of Chicago. And Johnson responded by citing statistics that show that Chicago is actually safer than even some neighborhoods in Los Angeles and maybe even in Manhattan.
The national narrative that Chicago is a city on fire is just simply not true. We have our challenges on the south and west side, but I want to remind people that we also have 17 neighborhoods in this city that are safer than Manhattan and L.A.
And Chicago's Mayor Lori Lightfoot did not mince her words in her response to Trump. She said that it was not surprising that Trump brought his ignorant and insulting buffoonery to her city. This is the mayor talking about the president. Now, some residents also shared the feelings expressed by their police chief and the mayor. Protesters gathered outside of the Trump Hotel in the city, holding up placards and shouting slogans like "Trump must go" and "Lock him up." While gun violence remains a problem in Chicago, the comparison with Afghanistan seems to have taken it a bit too far. And as the police chief mentioned, there is considerable improvement. The number of homicides in the city came down from 653 in 2017 to 561 for the year 2018.